Ireland suffers from what's known as legal corruption, more than corruption that would be encountered in countries with low incomes. You're not going to be stopped at Dublin Airport and asked for a bribe, but public policy has been captured to the extent where banks and financial institutions were not regulated adequately, leading to the financial debt crisis in Ireland. Lobbyists are not regulated. There's very little transparency in the way in which public policy is influenced, tax, fiscal policy is formulated. So there's a much greater need for open government in Ireland than might be evident in international surveys such as the Corruption Perceptions Index. Well, we identified three key priorities. One of those was to protect whistleblowers, and we have been campaigning on that issue since 2009. We now have a bill, a draft bill, which will offer some assurance to people if they do come forward, they will not be retaliated against. Another one of the recommendations we made was to open up government and to reform the freedom of information system in Ireland. So we're campaigning on that issue as well. One of the best ways of tackling corruption in all its forms is by making government more open and by also protecting those who speak up in the public interest. So we've focused our attention on a small number of issues where we can have the biggest impact. The study is written in plain English. It's fairly easy to understand, and the recommendations are made in a way which should resonate with policymakers as well as the public. I think the public understand now the impact of corruption on their daily lives, whether they're standing in a dole queue or they can see it in their pay packet. The economic crisis has had a major impact on everyone in Ireland. We identified legal corruption as a key feature of political life in Ireland. While no laws are necessarily broken, public policy has been captured to the extent that tax policy and even regulation has been unduly influenced and effectively bought by business interests. This meant that the financial regulator in Ireland was unable to address the kind of reckless lending and malgovernance in the banking sector which led to the financial crisis. We need to see the government take action to introduce the kind of measures that would address the risk of policy, fiscal and state capture if we're to avoid the kind of crisis that has engulfed the country over the last few years.